friends, welcome to the All Canadian Reptile Girl. I'm Annaliese, and I don't really have a name gag today because this is a little bit more of an impromptu video, and that video is teaching you all how to feed somewhat stubborn and regular baby garter snakes. Okay, so recently I have been seeing a lot of posts on the r/reptiles, snakes, garter snakes subreddits saying basically, I have baby garter snakes and they will not eat. I have tried everything, help. And I've seen quite a few of these posts, and while I love helping people and I love, helping them make sure that their snakes live, my thumbs are getting a little tired, and it would just be quicker, easier, and more efficient to simply say, I have a video on my channel, here it is, it explains everything in depth. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any more questions, rather than type out a giant paragraph of all of the different things that might help and the caveats therein. So that's what we're doing today. If the lighting's not great, it's because we're in the reptile room on the floor. All of them are off, all of the males here. Hi Kelly. These aren't your babies. Dwight cheated. Yeah, all of the lights are out, so I'm sorry if the lighting's a little weird and if my words aren't as coherent as normal, as I don't have a script for this one. We're just kind of hoping for the best, which is all you can really do with garter snakes, really. It's quite fun. So we have these little garters here. We have 17 babies, and I'm going to show you my system with feeding these guys. Now, I will say that these 17, all of them have eaten for the past 4 meals, and I'm feeding them every 5 days. So if your baby snakes, or any snake you have, and it hasn't been directed by a vet to feed them every day, do not offer food every day. That just overwhelms them, it stresses them out, and withholding the food for a few days until they would normally eat again can sometimes turn on that, oh, I need to hunt reflex, because they don't smell it, they don't see it, they want to go looking for it. So you do not want to offer it every day, especially with babies and especially with baby garters, because that can be even more stressful. They are very new to the world. Now, I have baby garter snakes here, and my patrons already know about this. I'm not sure if you guys on YouTube do. You might. Possibly. But basically what happened is we had a juvenile subadult baby plains garter snake that we thought was a female. We had it sexed. It was female, and we put it in our adult female tank, and then we saw some breeding behavior that plains was displaying, so we removed it from the enclosure, but apparently we didn't do it fast enough, as a couple months later we went downstairs, looked into the female garter tank, and there are babies. So these are hybrid babies. They are accidental hybrids. They seem perfectly healthy. They are normal. None have died. There was one stillborn, which is common amongst every single clutch from garters I have seen, is one stillborn is usually the constant, and they're all doing fantastic. I have no doubt that these are going to succeed as great pets. Obviously, I will not be selling them to be bred. That will be explicitly said to anyone who is buying them. Yeah, so these hybrids are plains garter snake is the father, and the mother is a valley garter snake, and she's a very big girl, so I will probably be keeping one of them, hopefully a female, just because I want to see how big they're going to get, because plains and valleys are on opposite ends of the garter snake size range, and very different colorations and behaviors. So very, very interesting. Let's feed my accident baby hybrids. Hi guys. So what I do to start is I take out their fake plant and their water dish, and when I feed them, once they have all been eaten and once they have all eaten, not been eaten, and been put into their little bin, then I take that time to clean out their little house here and refresh their water and all of that. No one is in that, so that it just doesn't roll around. And yeah, I usually don't take out any of the hides at this point. Less in there I will, but for now they need that cover to feel secure. If your snakes are still not eating yet, do not take any of their decor out first if you can help it. I just do that because sometimes they get, tangled in the foliage, and I don't want that to happen because they are confident enough that I can afford to take that out. So right now, before I feed them, our Oscar here, who is the same color as the floor, he loves helping me feed my garters specifically, and when we feed them chicken hearts, or in this place, what's it called, chicken gizzard? Yeah, chicken gizzard, which isn't my preferred thing, but we're out of chicken hearts right now, so meh. We're gonna use this. He gets his little chicken tax, which is just a little piece of chicken without any calcium powder on it that he gets at the end. And he just likes to watch me feed them. He loves the plains garter snakes specifically. He has a fixation with them and looks at them with the same admiration and love that he looks at my mom, who is his favorite person in the world, which is strange. And I don't know why it's specifically the plains, but my cat loves my garters. I'm gonna take that as a good thing. So he really likes these guys. As you can see, he is staring lovingly and he just waits patiently. So he's not a threat to these guys. And we always watch him very, very carefully and make sure that they stay over here or in their bin and whoops daisies, don't go. It's okay guys, I'm sorry. I know that was very startling. I'm so sorry. And he also has had years of experience with them. We are not worried and we keep a close eye. Without teasing these poor little babies anymore, let's get to it. So what I used to do when they were all still new to eating and were unsure would be I would let them eat in the enclosure, and once they had had a few pieces, I would pick them up once they were done eating and put them in the eat bin. The bin that says that they have eaten. Oh, everyone's getting so excited. Come on. All the little faces just appearing. Come on, who wants it? Oh, good job. But now because they are more established, I will feed them. And then one at a time, I will hold them and have them eat in my hand, which will then cause them to associate being out with safety and food and not being harmed. Something good, basically. It's positive reinforcement, gets them used to it. And then I feed them the rest of their pieces, which are usually, depending on the size of the pieces and the food, 4 to 5 tiny pieces, or like 2 or 3 really big ones, but usually. And this helps prevent fights in the enclosure because obviously we do not want people getting bitten. And yeah, then they all go in this bin. And before I put them in there, I will gently dunk their faces.
You're waterboarding me!
Slowly and gently, so you don't surprise them, in their water dish, and then like pat them off on my pants. That way they don't smell like food. Because there are a couple ones in here that certainly have their mother's food drive and can get a bit aggressive. Now, this guy obviously took it, no problems, very good eater, very good little snake, very calm. What do you do if they're not like this? That is a great question. So one, most garter snakes, they get a food trigger for their lips being touched along the side specifically, generally. If you take the food and very gently and slowly approach the side of their face and rub it on the side of their face, that can cause them to turn and bite and want to eat. That basically awakens their appetite, which is really, really helpful. Another thing you can do is let them realize that they're not going to die in your hands, and then you can try hovering them over the food and having them choose their piece, just like that, except there's a piece attached to that. You want it both? Okay, you can have both. That's good job. That's ambitious. You're very cute. The food items that I prefer to use are generally chicken hearts, especially at this size because you can cut them really small or as small as they need to be, and they generally have more nutrition. However, for the first few feedings, until they have definitely realized that chicken heart is food, don't add calcium powder because that just confuses them more. It's not natural, it's not normal, they don't understand it, and it sometimes has a taste or a feel that they aren't comfortable with. And then I just gently put them in the water. I usually don't let them go, but and then just dry them off. And then whoop, into the bin. 1 done. 16 more to go. If they aren't taking chicken hearts, like half of these guys weren't wanting to do for their first quite few feedings, one, don't panic. It's okay. They have a little yolk sac that they have from when they were a baby before they hatched inside of their mom. That will support them for food for roughly a month, depending on the species, longer, shorter, whatever. And as long as they aren't losing weight, it is okay. It's okay. Now, some may simply failure to thrive. That happens sometimes. It is very sad, but it is the nature with these animals. And with breeding any sort of snakes and reptiles and stuff like that, they can be prone to just not ever taking food, which is very sad. And we want to avoid that, obviously. Now, one thing that really helps get their food drive going right away is worms. Now, you want to get night crawlers, not red wrigglers. The red wrigglers have toxins in them that are harmful to garters, and we don't want that, obviously. So just make sure that they are night crawlers, and they're the big ones. They're the thick ones, the ones that are like juicy, that you go, oh yeah, a garter snake would love to eat that. That's a night crawler. The ones you get from the gas station for fishing, just not the green ones that are dyed green, that isn't really good for them. Worms, yummy. You want to cut those up into tiny pieces that they can fit. You don't want to feed them the whole worm or even half a worm or something like that. I cut them up into tiny pieces for size reference, and we'll put some B-roll of this over. These are my pieces of food that I have cut up. So you want them to be approximately sized. I'll put my hand next to it so you can see. Hold on, someone needs some more. Do you need it? Do you need some food? You're hunting. Oh, food, thank you. Yoink. So, worms. They seem to get their food drive going really, really quickly. You don't want to only feed them worms, as I don't find that they are nutritionally dense enough. I prefer, like I said, chicken hearts until they are big enough to take mice or pinky pieces. So just to recap, to make sure your baby garters eat, 1, worms can be helpful. Make sure you get the right kind. 2, chicken hearts are good and nutritious. Don't put calcium powder on the worms or the chicken hearts while you're offering them for the first few times. Let them get used to the food first. Touching them along the side of their lips with the food can be very helpful and trigger them to bite. If you can hold them by that point, holding them upside down to their food item and letting them pick it, or sometimes letting them just roam in the bucket or plate or whatever with food, and they'll hunt just like that. Oh, that was a big piece. You gotta hold them to make sure that they don't move. If they keep moving, even if they have it in their mouth, they won't actually eat. So you kind of gotta restrict them with their back end and just very gently hold them. And you can let them hang. They like to eat like that. You can also put the plate in and walk away, but watch to make sure that no fights break out. That can be very helpful because you could be the thing that's scaring them. You can let them eat in the bin. And then, yeah, you have a happy garter. And then you gotta dunk their face, just very gently. I only really do their bottom lip, but it's enough to get most of the scent off. And then you gotta dry them.
There we go, shake off the excess. And just beat the devil out of it.
Just a little bit. And then you put them in your bin that has the eaters, if they have eaten, and then I recommend, if they aren't eating, also have a bin for the ones that don't eat. That way you can know who was who, and you can count when you're done to see if there's any progress or what's happening. And yeah, I think that's most of it. I hope this was really helpful. Let me know if there are other questions or concerns you have that I should have added to this video or explained. I would love to know. I hope this really helps, and I would like to thank my patrons who really help me. They are wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you all so much for your support. If you would like to support me, you can go to patreon.com/allcanadianreptilegirl, and you get to see this video a couple days early, and also you would get to know about any babies that happen way before anyone else does. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and please like the video if it was helpful or you enjoyed my sarcasm, or maybe the cat. Maybe you're here for the cat. That's, oh yeah, that's fully okay. You can like the video for the cat. Anyways, yeah. I don't have a script. I'm sorry this is a little chaotic, but thank you all for watching, and remember to nurture all nature, and I hope your baby snakes eat. Bye! They're very cute, but sometimes they don't know how to survive.